Hey, and welcome to StarMade. It's Vindicator. I just wanted to show you my new ship. I'm calling it the Predator. It's just a small little cruiser or whatever you want to call it. But I've spent a lot of time on it and kind of just tried to focus on the design both inside and out. So this is a ship that the inspiration came from another ship called Burning Amber by Tashara. And I was pretty amazed by that ship, and I thought, okay, I can make something that's kind of like the little brother to that giant beast of a ship. So here we have antimatter cannons, dual barrel on the sides, a little bit of alien script, I guess it is, on the side. Just tried to make it look very menacing and kind of like, I guess it's a pirate ship. It can be whatever you want, I suppose. It's not very long, only I think about 250 meters, but it's a powerful ship for its size, I think. So you can see there's a few turrets there. The bigger ones are antimatter cannons. The smaller ones I've borrowed directly from Tashara. These are anti-missile turrets, and these have dual barrel antimatter cannons. So I'm kind of happy the way it turned out. It's got a nice little shape, I suppose, from the side and the top. I've really spent a lot of time just getting it the way I want it. It's only my third ship, so I'm definitely not as good as some, but I enjoyed building this and enjoy sharing it with you now. So I guess let's jump inside. You can see a bunch more turrets up here. These are a fun little system I also borrowed from Char. We'll go take a look at those later. For now, why don't we jump into the ship and get a little bit of a bottom view for you. So you can see there's a bay there in front of us. There's also a kind of hidden one here. So let's get out of this ship I'm in, and let's open this up. So that opens a cargo bay, and this is a true cargo bay. So you've got the pods in there. They're attached with the rails to the docking points. Those are set up to. So you see there's gravity. Hang on. So we've got a ship side cargo hold here, and that's set to pull from these cargo pods, but you can reverse that as well. And these cargo pods, maybe you'll notice I stole right from Tashara. Why reinvent the wheel, right? So let's close that up, keep this ship intact, and let's go into the belly of the ship. Nothing too fancy in this area, but we're coming up to the engineering section. This is sealed off with glass door. You can jump in there if you want to, but we don't need to bother with that. This is a chain drive. I haven't seen that on too many ships, but I've noticed it on servers that I've been playing on that it's a fairly common thing to have, and it's way better than taking up a ton of blocks with regular jump drives. So there's I think 16 jump drives in that setup here, and they're all automatically charging once you switch it on. So you can basically constantly jump from system to system. It's also set up to do a single jump, and we'll take a look at that later. So now we're coming into the tactical bridge. This is in the almost the dead center of the ship. It's pretty, I guess you would say, armored. There's armor all around it so that it's protected. You've got all your systems here. So the main ship weapons, we've got the damage beam with that's for taking out shields. It's 100%. I think it's, what is it called, the ion effect. Antimatter cannons. That's the ones that you saw on the side of the ship. The dual fire, rapid fire, and I believe that's. I can go over here and see what we have. So they're all linked left to right, and then the final one is the missile computer. There's a single missile lock on in the front. So yeah, for the beam we have the ion effect for shields. For the antimatter cannon we've got rapid fire and overdrive. I think that's what that is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So it should be extra damage. And then for the what was the last one? Yeah, the beams. Yeah, the beams are, there's 4 of them at the wingtips, and it's a punch through effect. Yeah, that's the one that's shields. This is the one that's, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so this is a little cool thing I've never seen on another ship. This is red alert. So I've set up the lights on the ship, some of them to flash when we're under attack. So let me turn that on, and you can see that some of the lights are flashing, and you'll see that right around the ship. So, oh yeah, so this here is some logic that I've exposed just to show you that the system is working. What that is you saw on the top of the ship these little bulges, I guess, on each side. That's the automatic heat-seeking missile firing. So this is the logic set up to do that. We've got some more systems here for the you know, just mostly decorative, but oh, and then yeah, there's this escape pod here, so you can climb in if your ship's had the bucket, and jump in here. Once you undock it, the door up there will open, and you can fire out the top of the ship. So let's move on. We are leaving the tactile bridge. There's a little view for you, and we're getting into the rest of the main ship. I love these doors. I can't remember where I borrowed those from, but pretty cool. They kind of have teeth that mesh into one another. And I've tried to kind of make this ship a little claustrophobic feeling, because it's a small ship, it's a battleship, or it's a warship, and it's supposed to be a little bit tight. Definitely not a comfortable cruiser ship, a yacht. You can get to the core through here. We're going to go there later. Let's go to the front of the ship now. So we're moving on down to the front here. This is the teleporter room. I've set it up so that you can teleport in, but then you're still faced with a force field, and the person controlling here is able to open from here. And actually, there's a beam system that will kill intruders. So if you get somebody in the ship that you don't want, hit that button, and those people are going to fry. So, moving again to the front of the ship here. I think this is the last blast door, and we're now. You can see the red alerts on here. This is the side of the ship here, so we're looking right out at the main cannons here. There's a docking system for each side of the ship. I'll show you those later. We'll just close this up, and we're going to hit the elevator. And I think we'll go up to the forward bridge first. This elevator is going to take a bit of time because it's a bit of a ways to the top of the ship. You can see we have a little bit of a map, or I guess what you expect in the ship here listed. And there's our elevator. The door automatically opens, of course. So let's go up to the bridge, and I put a little glass in here so you can see the elevator shaft, and there's a little bit at the bottom too, so kind of neat, I thought. And by the way, guys, I would absolutely love comments, you know, how I could improve this both aesthetically and functionally. So here we're at the main bridge, and you can see we're in battle because the red alert's flashing, and we've got a good view of the system here. There's a camera right in the top there for you. I always put this on every one of my ships. It's blast doors for the whole ship, so that'll cover the front here and also the rear. I guess it's the sunroof, I guess that is. Yeah, and there's another little medical device there. Yeah, so this is the only functional. There's nothing you can really do up here. It's just basically for show, but feel free to change this around and do whatever you want. Let's go down. We're going to the final area of the ship before we go do some pirate hunting, and that is I guess my favorite part of the ship. It's another cargo bay, and I thought, well, I could put a drop ship in there, or I could put a you know, some kind of fighter, but that's kind of lame. I've done that before on my last ship, which is a carrier, and I got tired of that. So here we are. We are looking at the warhead status. There's a rather big bomb in this ship, and yeah, it works. It's set up with the shootout rails and also a push computer here, push module, so that it's going to, once it's released from the ship, it will fire out. It should be pretty fast. It's giving me a bit of trouble glitching out or bugging, I guess, but it should work. So this button here turns the push computer on. It's on now, but it's not moving because it's actually docked to the ship with the I guess, what is it, pickup rails? Yeah. Alright, so we can open that bomb bay from here, and we can look out right into the cold, hard expanse of space. And by the way, this bomb won't fire if the door is not open. Otherwise it would be pretty dangerous if you're firing it inside the ship. Okay, so let's jump now into the core and fly around a bit, because I've spent a lot of time filling this thing with guns. So making our way back to the top of the ship. Funny story, this was actually a bit of a design flaw that I started with. I started with the core near the top of the ship for some reason, and I had to actually build a little room for it at the top with a bit of glass, which kind of turned out fine, but it's definitely not protected. I guess it matters less now that you can't just destroy the core to destroy the ship. But anyway, here we are at the top of the ship. So you can see there's one of the anti-missile turrets there, and not much of a view, but anyway, it is what it is. So here we are. There are a shit ton of cameras on this thing. So let's go around. So this is the front from the main bridge here. There's one camera on each of the wings. Here's the cargo bay, so you can see what's happening there. Yeah, that's each of the wings, and here is probably the best camera for fighting. It's the underside of the front of the ship, and then here's your starboard docker. You've got I intend to build a space station one day that's going to allow me to dock this at the side of it, where the doors are. So you've got starboard and port dockers, and just a little camera to tell you, or a little display module to tell you which side you're looking at. So let's take a quick look at the outside of the ship here. Just get a nice little overview. Yeah, so we've got these little, I don't know, pyramid things on the top, the gray things. Let's switch those on. I'm going to turn the HUD on just so I can see my weapon systems. And I don't know why, every time I load a ship of mine, it drops the first slot for some reason. So anyway, let's turn this on. Swarmers. We're opening the missile silos, and we're firing 3 double volleys of those are heat-seeking missiles. I have no idea what they're shooting at right now. And then they're just going to auto-fire. So you get into battle, you turn that on with the intership remote, and it's just going to keep firing. They're not hugely powerful, but they do okay. They'll screw up some fighters, I guess. Although they're kind of slow, they won't track too well. Let's turn that off for a second. There we go. Okay, so we have the damage beam computer that fires from the wingtips, and so I really like that effect. And by the way, they're constant fire, so there's no delay. You can and they are shield drain effect, so you can just go and just rip through your enemy shields. The second thing we have is the cannon computers on the side. So once you hit that, it's again rapid fire, and I think it's overdrive for a good amount of damage. Pretty much rips through anything that's not heavily armored. And then finally we've got I think this is a rapid fire or a fast lock-on missile. What was it? Oh, it was a punch-through, I think. Punch-through effect, yeah. So you fire that off, and it will lock onto your target once you've got the lock. What else do we have? We have push effect. So this thing is pretty fast, in my opinion, for its size, and yeah, the thing moves. So what else do we have here? Oh yeah, that's a chain drive, so you can start the jump drive. It takes I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe like a minute to charge all the jump drives, or at least the first one, and then you can just keep jumping. Then you stop it with this one, and you do a single jump with this one. It has to be charged up first. And you can, by the way, charge all of your jump drives, fully charge them while you're docked to a station, and that won't be any problem. This one is the backup jump drive computer, so it takes a long time to charge, maybe a minute, but it's good in case you get into trouble where you land in a system where you're in danger and you're out of your auto jump drive. You have the backup charge and you're good to go. There's a second row of things here. The bomb bay doors, so these can all be controlled remotely. So we can close that up, open it up, and like I said, you've got to have that open to launch the torpedo, which is the second slot here. And once you hit that, it'll descend out of that port, and then there's a shootout rail that'll fire it, and then the push computer will continue to fire it, and it should in theory speed up faster and faster. And then of course with the back cargo bay here, you hit that and that opens the back cargo. So there's nothing you really do with the cargo now. You have to manually undock them. I suppose you could set up a system to get them to shoot out to your station or whatever you have, but not yet. So let's close it up. Closing. And then you have your two rail dockers on the sides. There is a radar jammer. It was a real tough decision to put more power in here to make sure it actually will stay on forever. But it's at the point where it's almost energy neutral as long as you're not moving. You probably have, I don't know, a couple minutes of radar silence on this one. But it does burn a lot of power because it's a pretty big ship for its class. All right, let's turn it off. What's the last thing here? Oh yeah, red alert. Ah, that's cool. So yeah, it's on now. Doesn't matter. We'll leave it as is. Let's go fight some pirates, guys. Let's get back into the ship here. Get to my front camera, wherever that is. Cool. All right. So I know there's a pirate station here, and let's go one system away. We'll warp over there. And let's find it. Okay, here we go. So, the last time I went after a pirate station, I destroyed it almost immediately. So, let's see. Let's hope it doesn't make me a liar this time. Should be moving faster. Let me check my thrusters. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I thought it turned faster, but I guess not. Doesn't matter. Hello station. Alright, let's turn on our swarmers so that we start firing some missiles. My turret's already firing, which is great. And you can see the swarmers starting to hit the station. Already took it down to 82%, looks like. Alright, let's start with our damage beam computer. And I think we got to be under a kilometer to hit it, so we'll just get a bit closer and fire. Yeah, there goes the shields right down. That's going to be gone in about, well, that was what, 5 seconds? 10 seconds? Ah, they're firing back at me, and you can see the shields are holding. I think there's around 10 million, 8 million shields on this thing. What is it? 8 million shields, approximately. And it's 2-to-1 modules to recharge. Okay, so the shield's down. Let's get a bit closer and let's start punching some holes in this beast. So, cannons are firing, and you can see I'm just ripping through this armor. I don't know if that's advanced armor, but it's definitely not giving me any trouble. What is this? Turret? Yeah, bye-bye turret. Die. Awesome. I love this ship. What else? Oh yeah, missiles. Let's fire a missile and see how that does. I don't know why it's not locking. That's weird. I have the wrong thing selected, I guess. Alright, let's lock on. Don't need to lock on, I guess it's a stationary object, but we'll do it anyway because it's fun. And fire. Boom. Nice. I don't know why that went for the turret, it looks like. Weird. Yeah, so anyway, I'm not going to bore you with 10 minutes of trying to destroy this station, but anyway, you kind of have a good idea. Last but not least, let's show you the bomb. That's the best part. To be honest, it's not very functional. It's kind of useless when it hits this thing, but let's see what kind of damage it does. Let's find a spot that's not damaged yet, and we'll go launch this bomb. I think here should be good. It works better on flat surfaces, but well, we'll just see how it goes. Alright, we're now moving. So the bomb bay doors are open, and we're selecting that. I'm going to just get out of this and show you how it launches. Alright, launch. So it's not super fast because it's got to get down this rail here that you can't see, but it's coming out, and it's shielded, by the way, so it can take a minimum amount of damage. It's not going to like get destroyed before it hits a target. Hopefully, you should probably be close enough so that it's not going to get destroyed. And boom! So yeah, okay. Only about half of those warheads detonated. That's fine, whatever. And I don't know how much damage it did. Let's get into build mode here and see. Yeah, so I don't even see any damage, but I've tested it a few times, and it'll get through a layer of advanced armor if it hits just right. If someone wants to take a stab at that and try to fix it, I would love it. Yeah, so that's the ship, guys. Totally happy with how it turned out. Love your feedback here, and thanks for watching. See ya.